आप देख रहे हो आरवम ललन टॉप में। मैं अक्षता नंदगोपाल और मेरे साथ है सदगुरु। सदगुरु इज लाफिंग इसलिए क्योंकि हम दोनों तमिलनाडु से हैं। हम दोनों लेकिन कोशिश करेंगे हिंदी में बात करने के लिए।
नहीं, आप ललन टॉप मीन्स आधा हिंदी आधा अंग्रेजी ना। हाँ। ललन टॉप
तो ऐसे ही कर लेंगे।
Yes, I'll do the English part, you do the Hindi part.
नहीं we're going to let the viewers decide सदगुरु कि मेरी हिंदी अच्छी है या आपकी।
आपकी हिंदी अच्छी है। हमारा हिंदी बहुत कमजोर है।
सदगुरु, आप जितने भी हम बात करते हैं और आरवम की मिशन यही है कि जितने भी हमारे नॉर्थ इंडियन ऑडियंस है, साउथ इंडिया के बारे में कुछ पता चलेगा। जब भी आप नॉर्थ इंडिया,
if they come to know everything about South India, they will all come south. Don't tell them everything.
So south is better than north.
Well, in terms of terrain, it's better. In terms of weather, it is better. Food is better. Music and dance. Well, here also it's good, music and dance, but food is better, terrain is better, weather is better.
How do you bridge the gap, Sadhguru?
And I am there.
You're there, yes, that's true. Sadhguru's in Coimbatore Isha Foundation, which we've mentioned on the show before, as one of the places to visit is there. लेकिन सदगुरु, मैं हमेशा कोशिश करूंगी हिंदी में बात करने के लिए। तो सदगुरु, आपको क्या लगता है कि जितने भी नॉर्थ साउथ के डिबेट होते हैं, क्या वो डिवाइड करते हैं इंडिया को भाषा के ऊपर या फूड के ऊपर, कल्चर के ऊपर? क्या इतना डिफरेंट है नॉर्थ और साउथ?
बहुत डिफरेंस है, but we are a culture who never suffered differences. We greatly enjoyed our differences. Some people want to turn differences into discriminations. It's very unfortunate. That's a small number of people. Everybody else enjoys their differences. And if there were no differences, how boring a nation would be or the world would be. Isn't it fantastic that we are so very different and we are still wonderfully together for thousands of years?
Very, very true. हमारे ललन टॉप में सौरभ द्विवेदी, जो एडिटर ऑफ ललन टॉप है, he is known for his scarves, Sadhguru. So his scarves, he wears very colorful scarves.
More colorful than me?
That's exactly what I was going to ask you. तो जब मैं सौरभ से बात कर रही थी, he said that ask Sadhguru, where does he get his scarves from? तो आपका कहाँ से लेकर आते हो?
Initially, I designed my own things and made some, but now, you know, we have made a rule that nobody should bring me a shawl or a scarf, but still it slips through. You cannot. So otherwise, people who insist that they want to buy something that I will wear, we have our own shop where they'll go and bring it. If they bring from elsewhere, I won't take because my aesthetics are little like that. Because I want you to understand, when I got into a kind of a mission mode to consecrate Dhyanalinga, for 18 years, I never bought a piece of textile. What people gave me, I just wore because I didn't even look at myself in the mirror because my focus was like that. I remember sometimes, I was wearing a white dhoti and I said I will wear only white kurta at that time, white kurta. Everybody brings their own taste of white kurta. I still remember that day, I'm wearing a white kurta with green embroidery, Lucknowi embroidery. I look at myself like this and say, okay, this is what they've given me. At least my beard was still here till I rode motorcycles, you know, it was still here. It was covering it. My wife looks at me and says, what are you doing to yourself? What has happened to you? You're wearing this kurta and going out. I said, it's okay, I'm not looking at it. Why are you looking at it? Nobody can see it, my beard is covering. Just leave it. So 18 years, as a rule, I never bought a single piece of textile because my focus was on something else. So once that was done, one thing I changed is the aesthetics of my life, because till then I lived like a very azure and almost like an ascetic kind of life. So then I said, the peaks are over, it's time to graze in the valleys. So I thought, let me make this more aesthetically correct, because within me aesthetics are very, very important. Because aesthetic is not about fashion, aesthetic is not about trying to look better than somebody else. Aesthetic is your care and concern for somebody. A large part of our experience is visual. It's your business to look pleasant and nice. Hello? Wherever you go, man or woman, I'm saying. It's your basic business. So, it is not like you have to look fashionable or sexy or this or that, but you're pleasant to look at. Because 70% of most people's perception is visual. It's extremely important you look pleasant. So as a part of that, I created a whole aesthetic movement within our foundation and all the people who come in touch with it. You won't understand to what extent of detail I go. We make men and women sit down, how to wear your dhoti, how to put on your pants, how to tie the belt, because a lot of people don't know how to wear their pants. Really, they may be wearing the same thing, but they don't know how to do it. This is a problem because I think somewhere deep inside Indian psyche, spirituality means you must be dressed badly, you must eat badly and you must live badly, then you're spiritual. This thing has gone deep into a lot of people's minds. I was just talking to a bunch of Indian doctors in America, and I saw that they all left India in late 60s and early 70s and they went. They're still wearing the same clothes that they wear in India, those bush shirts and this, these ladies are wearing all those chinky-minky stuff and all this. I said, see, India is about aesthetics. Just look back on our culture and see, look at our textiles, look at our buildings, look at our temples, how they are built. People
Beautiful,
were immersed in aesthetic. You guys are like this, you came to America when India was at its poorest and worst. Unfortunately, we were in that place. So you carrying this around, people think Indians look this only. Then I said, Sadhguru, what are we supposed to do, where should we buy? Then I started training all of them, how they should dress, men and women, all details, how you should be. You don't have to, dress like a model or something, but aesthetics. Aesthetics is a question of form, color, how it is. Then when I came out, I saw one Mexican boy standing like he's in his early 20s. He's just a door boy. He's standing full style, like that, with a, with a necktie hanging like loose, stylishly, rakishly put on, and his whatever, his hair like that, full gelled up, and I'm talking about this 20 years ago. I said, look at this guy, you go and talk to him. Does he know anything that's happening in the world? You guys are super educated, all right? Look at this guy, how he is. Talk to him and see what's his education. They went and asked, what's schooling on? He said, he was just… he only looks great. When you talk to him, he doesn't know what to say, all right? Then there's somebody insists and speak to him in Spanish and ask what. Then they said he left his school when he was in a 3rd or 4th standard. And he came to America, but he understood how to dress. I said, you guys didn't get it. So I put the whole foundation through how to dress, how to sit, how to look, how the wall should be, how the door should be, everything. It's taken a lot of work, but it's paying off. Now you must go and see. If you look at our, people who are with Isha, their homes, they're completely transformed.
I've seen it.
Because this is important, because aesthetic is an appreciation of life. It's not about me trying to look better than you trying to look better than me, it's not about that. It's a deep appreciation of life that we are.
See, in one line, if you had to talk about your fashion sense, in one line.
One line?
Aapki fashion sense, what is your fashion sense?
I've made sure I stick to… like I also started a movement called Save the Weave. That Indian weaves must be saved. Because there are over 132 distinct weaves in India. Nearly 55 of them could be lost generation, they will all die. Because machine-made clothing is so much easier, so much… at least people think it's practical, well, it'll cause various problems to you later on, but right now it's convenient, it's cheaper and everything. So to bring back the Indian weave, the only thing you can do is make the market active. How much ever teaching, preaching nonsense is not going to work. If the market demands, naturally people will go into it and production will happen. I can't say we are very successful with that because our focus has not been so much, but as a part of this, I put up 4 top, designers in the New York Fashion Week. You must see me in the Fashion Week, I'm a model there. No, I'm not.
I was going to start going.
You can Google. A lot of models there. We took variety of Indian textile, gave it to these top American designers to design something and use it. They were in deep appreciation. Even now, when I was in LA recently, they were talking, you need to do something like this in LA, this is where they, it needs to happen. So we've done something, not enough. We are also supporting some of the weaving families so that there is, and in our own counters we put all this stuff. All the Western and other countries, people who come to us, at any time we have at least 50 to 60 nationalities staying in the yoga center. So now everybody can wear a sari, the girls. Men are all wearing these dhoti pants and stuff. It is not about Indianizing them. It is just that you wear see, your aesthetic is related to the atmosphere you live in, the climate, the situations, how they are. You can wear a bikini on the beach. You don't wear a bikini and go to the temple, all right? What's wrong? What's wrong? It's not about right and wrong, it's about appropriateness of where you are, isn't it, for a given function that you want to do. So, we have kind of brought this about and they have taken it to their own countries. Big time it's growing there.
I've seen it at Asia Foundation. Jab main gayi thi wahan pe, you have bullock carts there, you have Indian reared local bulls, Indian weaves that are being sold as well. तो काफी local promotion है वहाँ पे जो villagers है उनको भी थोड़ा सा occupation दिया है Asia Foundation के अंदर. सदगुरु, दो तीन और सवाल है. एक कि आपने और हमारे जितने भी व्यूअर्स हैं उनके एक सवाल थे कि आपने कौन-कौन से हिंदी फिल्म्स देखे हैं और हिंदी सॉन्ग्स.
Oh, when I was very young, I did not so much get to see Hindi movies per se much. Here and there I've seen some of the most famous ones where everybody thought if you don't go there, you have not lived in this country, something. I can't…
Any of your favorite, maybe one that comes to your mind when you think of Hindi film?
One of the things that I've seen in the last 3-4 years is Manji. That was a nice
Which
movie.
one?
Manji.
Manji.
You seen that?
Manji? Okay, yes, the mountain man, that one.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, I've seen that. I've seen all those days, there used to be what is called as art movies, which was done both in Kannada and Hindi at the same time, Ankur, this, that, those kind of movies. But I was largely… When I was young, I was largely on Hollywood movies, never on Indian movies. Of course, everybody has seen Sholay.
I haven't seen Sholay.
You are too young for that.
I haven't seen Sholay, I must say. And I'm going to get bashed by the viewers now for saying I didn't see Sholay.
So, like that, I was having a conversation with Subha's guy, and he asked me in a public conversation, he said, Sadhguru, I'm going to ask you something. I said, what? You can ask me anything. Who was your crush when you were a young boy? Who was your crush among the Hindi movies? Your time was Zina, Taman, Rekha, this one, that one, who was your this thing? I said, the girls in Mysore were pretty, I didn't have to come to Mumbai for that.
You see, all of the South heroines in Bollywood also are the most prettiest ones right now. Which is your favorite city in North India, Sadhguru? You've travelled a lot. Which is your favorite north?
Oh, if it's not summer, Jaisalmer.
Okay, Jaisalmer.
Yeah.
If it's not summer. In winter preferably.
Yes.
Then. And for our audiences, your recommendation of where they should visit in the south?
In the south?
In the south. One place that you feel they should all come and see.
Isha Yoga Center.
Isha, of course.
Tamil Nadu, Karnataka.
And
you should definitely, everybody must see Belur Halebid in Karnataka.
Why is that?
They must see Tanjavur temple.
Tanjavur,
Yeah.
for its temples.
There is nothing like that. If you really spend time and look at what they have done, you will feel proud of being human. Today there are many things being done, you feel sometimes being ashamed of being human. These are things which will make you feel proud, because you're saying south, north, I shouldn't talk about the center, right?
I don't know whether there is a center, it's always north-south.
So, in the middle is the Kailash temple in, Ajanta, Ellora.
Okay.
Oh, there isn't another place like this in the world. I've traveled almost everywhere. I've seen every kind of monument. This is a unique thing, every Indian must see, there's no question about that. It's too much. Built by Rashtrakutas, 135-year project, but they carved a whole temple out of a single rock or a mountain. That is, the space that you walk into it is what they carved out, millions of tons of stone. And they created this temple, 3 floors, 3 stories, with over 100 large statues. If it goes wrong, there's no fixing.
There's nothing you can do.
Yes. So, these are so incredible that today many people have started saying that this was not done by anybody, this was done by some alien force, because they can't believe human beings can do this. No, these things were done by human beings. This is what we need to understand. When human beings are really devoted to something, they can do things that nobody can imagine. Nobody can think this is humanly possible. That kind of things they can do when they are devoted to the process that they're involved in.
What's the one food that you crave the most from the south when you're here, for example, in Delhi? For people watching, what is the one South Indian meal they just have to have?
Oh.
Sambar, dosa.
If you don't know this, I make the best masala dosa in the world. I've been certified.
See, I've gone to Isha Foundation, but I've not had Sadhguru's masala dosa. But that is the best thing ever.
No, that is… I see that people are eating masala dosa for a meal here. No, we just… it's a breakfast item for us. See, our cooking is… this is the whole thing about India. People are thinking there is South Indian cuisine, North Indian cuisine. Even in North India, there are so many varieties, but the distinction between one and the other may not be dramatically different because the number of spice available in North India is very simple, a handful of them, that's all. In everything there is jeera, in everything there is chili. When I used to travel, when I was 19, I started trekking in Himalayas. 27 years, every year I trekked in Himalayas, alone, most of the time. So when we traveled, we used to come by Grand Trunk Express. That was the only train coming straight to Delhi, taking 3.5 days. So when we stop in Vijayawada, which was the last South Indian meal, we'll get down and eat 2 meals. Because from here on, it starts with aloo puri, aloo gobi, aloo roti. By the time you come here, it's aloo, aloo, aloo. By the time I'm in Himalayas, I'm just sick of the aloo, I can't eat anything.
I have to agree, I'm scared I'll become an aloo here.
So when I trek in the Himalayas, I just buy a basket of those small tiny Himachali apples like this. So in a day I will eat 50 to 70 apples and just survive on that. No food, because if I go there, the smell of aloo and jeera, you can't take it. But in South, we have so many spice, so many varieties of spice. In the same place, from one community to another, the distinction between the food is so dramatic. So, South Indian food is a misnomer because every community cooks in their own particular way.
Very, very true. Sadhguru, thank you very much. मैंने कोशिश किया हिंदी में बात करने के लिए, but I think Tamil है पेसला. Tamil the comfortable.
No, you are the Lallantop part, I am the top part. So
नहीं का Aarvam part पढ़ूंगा. But thank you so much, Sadhguru. Thank you.